Good morning, Blackhawks families, parents, students. Welcome to the class of 2026 and 27 guidance lesson and presentation. My name is Michelle Morales. I am one of the 6 counselors here at La Quinta. My colleagues are going to be joining us as well as our college and career specialist. Tonight, we're hoping to get a lot of information out to you, which is why we wanted to record this. Just a little note, it is Spirit Day here at La Quinta, so you may see a few heroes on the screen. But we are here, we're supporting our flag game on Friday against Palm Desert, so go Blackhawks. Let's see, so tonight we're going to be covering a lot of information. We want to reintroduce you, if you haven't met them already, to who your counselor is. We're going to do a quick review of the high school requirements. It's really important that students and families are hearing this every year just to make sure students are on track. We'll go over the A through G requirements, talk a little bit about NCAA. We have some great information about post-secondary options and how we support your students in looking into different options here at La Quinta High School, as well as discussing academic support, opportunities for credit recovery, how they can get involved on campus, and then some really great upcoming events available. Tonight's really about focusing on our sophomores and juniors, getting them prepared for what comes next, because before you know it, that time will come. So to start us off, we have an opening message from our assistant principal over counseling. Her name is Miss Kate Keener, so she is the go-to assistant principal on campus for anything related to counseling. Our mission here at La Quinta High School is to provide a culturally diverse community through a wide range of programs and opportunities, an academic, creative, social, and co-curricular environment that develops well-rounded lifelong learners who are productive, ethical, and global citizens. So that is our goal here at La Quinta. So to do some brief introductions, and you'll see and hear from every one of us, but to start us off, we are divided up by alphabet, by last name. So every student's assigned to a counselor throughout their 4 years of high school. Each year it does change slightly as we get an influx of new 9th graders. It kind of changes our caseloads just a little bit. So this year, if your last name starts with the letter A and all the way through CH, you'll be with Miss Giselle Chavero. We have last name CI through Garcia. We'll be with Miss Maribel Ramirez. She went by Beltran last year, so same counselor, different email. Myself, I have Kartinsky through Long. Miss Pena has last names Lopez through Ortega. Mr. Alfonso Olachea has Ortiz through Sand, which I believe is Sandoval at this time. And Mr. Rodriguez has the end of the alphabet with Sant through Z. If you're looking to reach us, you can reach us by email or give us a call over in the office. But to start us off tonight, we have Mr. Antonio Rodriguez.
Thank you, Ms. Morales. And hello, Blackhawk parents. I am Mr. Rodriguez. I'm going to talk to you about high school requirements and keys to success. So some tips, to start off with some tips for academic success. We tell our students the most important part of being successful is being here every day, right? So you want them to be here on time, and you want them to be here every day. You want them to be inside the classroom by the time that second bell rings. So attendance is very, very key. Organization, you want your student to be organized. We always let them know, bring your student handbook, your planner, class notebooks, 3-ring binder, and the most important thing of all, bring a charged Chromebook. If you don't bring a charged Chromebook, make sure you bring a cord, your charger, to make sure that you charge that in class as well. Time management, know how to manage your time wisely, know your schedule of events and due dates on assignments, tests, and major projects. Study time, set aside some time to complete homework, review your notes, and limit distractions. Put that phone away during that study time. It's really important that you limit those distractions. Test preparation, complete your study guides, review notes, and once again, put that phone away so you don't have to worry about that. Teacher support, which we think is very, very key. Make an appointment with your teacher if your student is struggling, if your student has any questions, if your student wants to make up any tests, quizzes, homework assignments. Make sure that they make an appointment with their teacher And most teachers are available during Black Hawk Hour. Make sure that they are available or going to their Black Hawk Hour if they need that support. And set goals. Maybe a daily, weekly, quarterly, yearly, or a 4-year plan. Make sure that your students have a goal in mind and they set those. So really quick, we're going to go over our graduation requirements. Here at La Quinta High School and within Desert Sands Unified School District, a student needs to complete a total of 220 credits to graduate. You need 4 years of English, 3 years of social studies, 3 years of math, 2 years of science, 1 year of a world language, may be a visual and or a visual performing or ACTE class. You do need 2 years of PE. Yes, PE is a graduation requirement, so make sure your students are dressing out and are active in their PE classes. And they need a total of 70 elective credits. Keep in mind that a student can complete a total of 240 credits throughout their duration here on their at La Quinta High School. So what does that mean for them as seniors? During their senior year, if they've completed all their classes, if they've taken and passed all their classes, they will have the luxury of either having an unscheduled first and second or an unscheduled fifth and sixth. They can also split it as a first period off or a sixth period off as well. May I have the next slide? Awesome. So now we're going to talk about A through G requirements. So what are A through G requirements? These are the classes you need to take in order to be eligible to attend a 4-year college directly after high school. May it be a Cal State or a UC. Similar to our high school graduation requirements, you need to pass 2 years of social studies. That's a world history and a US history. Your 4 years of English, your 3 years of math, 2 years of science. It's going to be a physical and a biological science, and 2 years of a world language, 1 year of a visual performing art, and 1 year of a prep elective. Next slide, please. So some classes, so there's the same classes needed for graduation, plus you need to make sure that your students are passing their classes with a C or better. They need 1 year of a visual performing art class and 2 years of the same foreign language. Spanish 2, French 2 award 2 years of credit. If your student completes, let's say, a different language at another high school, for example, if they take Japanese at a neighboring high school and they come here, they will need to take either Spanish or French to get those two years of credit. And classes taken must be UC approved. Ms. Maribel Beltran will now talk to you about post-secondary options. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Mrs. Ramirez now. And I'm going to be talking to you about post-secondary options. And, you know, we just presented this information to our sophomores yesterday, and we brainstormed different ideas for after high school. I'm sorry. I'm going to be talking to you about after high school. So here at La Quinta High School, we will focus on enrollment, enlistment, and employment. So we talked to them about the different types of colleges that are available to them post-secondary. So we talked about community college. We do have an agreement with College of the Desert. And at College of the Desert, they're able to earn an associate's degree, or they also have the option of working on their first 2 years of prerequisites, and then have the option to transfer after. We do encourage our students to meet with the COD counselor and work on a plan of action to reassure them and to just ensure that they will transfer within the 2-year range. I know a lot of parents had questions about that, about, you know, transfer rates and all of that, but it's very important that students do meet with COD counselors. They will also have the option to apply to a four-year university, like Cal State University or the University of California, or out-of-state schools, and also private universities. And we also tell parents, please don't be intimidated by a private university. These private schools usually will offer a lot of scholarships and do have a lot of money. And we have seen that they will give really good award letters and financial aid packages to our students. The other post-secondary option is, of course, going into a trade school or vocational school. And of course, military, Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, Marines, Navy, and then the Space Force. We do have one of our, actually, we're very, very privileged, and we have one of our own counselors that is currently serving as a full-time counselor and also part of, a military branch. So if you do have any questions about that, he would be happy to answer any of those questions. So the biggest thing that we want to focus on is, we often hear students talking about, UCs being better than Cal State's, and we want to talk about some of those differences. So they're both public schools. UCs, there's a total of 10 campuses, UC campuses in California. 9 of them, 9 of them will have undergraduate and graduate programs, but one of them, which is the UC San Francisco campus, only offers a graduate program. Tuition is a lot more at a UC campus. It is a lot more competitive, and they do require a 3.0 minimum GPA. The UC campuses are also a lot larger, and they do focus on research-based. So they're more research-based. If you want to go into publishing, that is going to be your focus, a UC campus. However, the Cal States, there's a lot more options there. There's 23 campuses, and they prepare you for more hands-on learning. And basically, you would be ready after the 4 years to go into the workforce. And they are a lot less expensive, and there's a lot more options. So we just want to encourage you to start doing the research, is to start looking into campuses and just the different areas surrounding the campus. We often have students that apply to a university that doesn't even offer the major that they want to pursue. So we just want to really, really, really encourage you to start doing some of this research. Your child is going to be a senior soon, and we'll be making a choice, and we want them to make an educated choice about the school that they're going to attend. So it's really important that you start talking and doing some research in regards to UCs, Cal States, and the different schools that are out there for them. So college readiness. So how can your student prepare for college? So of course we want them, like Mr. Rodriguez mentioned earlier, we want them to pass their classes with C's or better. And colleges and universities are super competitive. Yes, Cal States do require a 2.5 GPA minimum. However, we want them to, aim higher. Like we talked about the example of Cal Poly admitting students into their engineering program in the mid-range being a 4.0. So it is super competitive out there. UCs, the same thing. The minimum GPA is a 3.0, but we do encourage our students to earn higher than that as well. We also are encouraging our students to take higher level courses. As 9th and 10th graders, they have the opportunity to enroll in honors courses. During 11th and 12th grade years, they're encouraged to take IB courses, and not just enroll in the IB courses, but also take the exams, study for the exams, and score well in the exams, because that essentially is what's going to give them the college credit. So we want you to start early, like I mentioned earlier. Start, just finding out what your child's interests are. What do they spend their time on? What do you think you'll like in the future? Like, you need to start exploring those options for sure. And then, of course, talk to us and stop by if you're having a hard time with your student and figuring out some short-term goals, long-term goals. We would definitely love to meet with you. And then also keep in mind that we do meet with our students once a year in the spring to talk about their goals for the following year and their coursework and what they're going to take. And of course, we encourage them to get involved. So what does getting involved look like at La Quinta High School? We want students to either join a club, try out for a sport, join a school program. We do offer AVID, IB, culinary arts. We do have an IT program. We have a medical health academy, and we do also offer a public service academy and ROTC. But then aside from these programs, we also have agreements with some of our schools. So for example, Amistad High School does offer an auto program. This is a 2-year program. So as 10th graders, we already start talking to students about maybe applying for this during their junior year. And by the time they finish their senior year during that auto program, they will earn an AA from that school and earn certifications to work at a nearby, auto facility. Some of our students go and work for Ford. So there's several opportunities there. Amistad also has a construction program, and this is a 1-year program. And again, students will have to apply for this. And we do encourage students that are going into architecture to try it out. There is transportation from La Quinta High School to Amistad. So, we can definitely talk to your student about this if they're interested. There is also a cosmetology program for students interested in going into become a barber or, just nails, whatever their interests are in regards to cosmetology. And this is also a 2-year program. And we do have, Summit has an agreement with Elite Academy. So the students will complete their certification in 2 years. So that's another option. And there's also a welding program that Summit just started this year. And so we do have several options. Like I mentioned earlier, we're focused on enlistment enrollment and, of course, getting into the job force if that is their focus. So we're trying to offer various things for them to just, just find out about. Maybe they didn't think that they had anything. And I have some students that are interested in becoming barbers, and now they're like, okay, I can do this. So just talk to your student and have them be involved in school and the community for sure. Our focus is that students are just learning about different things out there, develop leadership skills, organizational skills, and time management. And we want them to meet new people and make friends. And trying out for sports or joining a club will definitely make this happen. And we also use californiacolleges.edu as a means to explore their interests. They have some surveys that will help students figure out what they should probably focus on, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. And this is a website that your students are going to use as seniors to apply to the UCs, Cal States, and to even apply for financial aid. So we do encourage your child to explore these options. Every student has access to this website. All they have to do is to sign in with Google, and they will be able to navigate through this website and find out what their interests are. So I do encourage our students to start looking into this for sure. And now I'm going to introduce Ms. Chavero.
Hi, thank you everyone for being here today and for logging in. Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. I just want to make sure that I also went over a couple options. I know having this discussion about what your student wants to do after high school may also start up the conversation on how to pay for what they want to do after high school. So one of the options that they do have is going to have to be during their senior year. They will have to fill out the financial aid application. That is going to be a senior requirement. But on top of that, they also are able to apply to local scholarships. So we have the amazing Diana Cruz here, who is our college and career specialist that sends out many opportunities through email. so that students can apply to certain scholarships. One thing that we want to make sure that they are also aware of is that during their senior year, they might be working on something called the senior profile. This, you will be able to find it under our website. If you go under looking at the high school website under counseling and specifically under senior profile, you guys are able to kind of see the breakdown of what this consists of. So this is going to be a great opportunity for them to ask for letters of recommendations now. It's never too early to ask those teachers, those coaches, those counselors for a letter of recommendation, and so that they can have that ready to go once they apply to a university, or if they decide to apply to scholarships, they can have that ready to go. It's also going to be a portfolio. It's going to be an essay about them. What have they done? Any volunteer work, any community service that they have done here on campus or outside of campus. So it's going to be just a portfolio about the student so that once they decide to apply to scholarships, they're ready to go. One opportunity that Ms. Cruz did send out was one local scholarship. So it's going to be talking about democracy, what it means to you. Your student will be able to write out that essay, and then there is a first prize of 35,000, and that is just going to be one example of the many scholarships that are out there. This one in particular is open for all of our 9th and 12th grade students. And it's really important for you guys to keep checking under our scholarship website, because Ms. Cruz continuously updates that list so that if there's a particular scholarship that you want to apply for, you'll be able to see that deadline, but when also when it will be open, if it's one that's coming up in the future. One other scholarship that I do want to make sure that we talk about is going to be QuestBridge. So QuestBridge is going to be an opportunity for our juniors. It's going to be for juniors in the top 5 to 10% of their class. It's going to be focusing on high achieving, low income students. What they will receive after they fill out the QuestBridge application is going to be a full 4-year scholarship to a top ranking college or university. So I would recommend them asking for those letters of recommendations now, so that once they are starting that QuestBridge journey, that they'll be ready to go, submitting those letters of recommendations, but also being able to complete that online application. This is going to be a wonderful option if you want to have a full ride to a university. One thing that students have an opportunity of doing as well as a 9th through 12th grade student is going to be concurrent enrollment. So this is pretty much going to be courses that they can take with our College of the Desert, our local community college, and get college credit at the same time. So it's really important that our students that are interested in concurrent enrollment go through that COD course list, see when it's going to be available, and then deciding to either take that course or waiting whenever they are more balanced, more ready to go. Because what we want to make sure that our students can do is balance what they do here on campus, but also what they do outside of campus. If your student is interested in concurrent enrollment, they just need to make sure that they have a GPA of a 3.0 or higher. And I also want to make sure that you are aware that it is free. So high school students may only need to purchase their books or supplies and maybe a parking permit, but their tuition, their classes are going to be free. And if you are interested in signing up, you will go under the College of the Desert website, and on that search engine, you can look up concurrent enrollment, and it will tell you step by step on how to fill out that application, and then also giving you the opportunity to look through the courses that are available.
Hello, everyone. So next we're going to talk about NCAA requirements. This is for our student athletes. One of our biggest shout outs, in addition to our conversations, this year we'll have junior evaluations with your students. In addition to graduation requirements and A through G requirements, it's really important that we know students who are really interested in playing their sport at a collegiate level to have that conversation to make sure that they are meeting our NCAA requirements. This is where we hear students who will say, that they are excited, they want to have the opportunity to meet with a recruiter, where you hear wonderful stories of students meeting with recruiters, having their education funded for, and having them see their skill sets. So to to make sure that they have that opportunity. We always let students know that they will need to complete their NCAA application. That is how we give the green light, the open invitation for recruiters to reach out to students and families about what opportunities they may have. This is having a conversation about their skill set on the field, in the court, but also having the conversation about how they are as a student. We do want to make sure there's an emphasis in regards to their academics when we have schools giving us the opportunity to fund their passion, but also their education. They look at what a student's GPA is and that they're maintaining their grades. Yes, we say it's a 2.3 minimum. It's a 2.3 or take a knee, meaning you might be redshirted or not have the opportunity to have those opportunities to be recruited. We highlight the importance of passing our classes from English, social studies, math, science, and so forth, but also have the conversation that if we are trying to meet the NCAA requirements, that we acknowledge that summer school, sometimes with APEX, which is an online course, will not remediate the courses we might not be passing. So yes, on a counselor slide, we try to be strategic, try to support your students in meeting the requirements, but we want to know or to let students know ahead of time that they have to ask for help prior to not passing a course so that we can be strategic beforehand rather than finding other options or having limited options afterwards. Again, this is for our student athletes to make sure that they have that opportunity to see as much funding as they can get and having that opportunity to play their sport at a collegiate level. An example of what their schedule would look like would be having to address 4 of their core courses throughout their education. The goal is by the time you are a junior, you have met 3 of your or 10 of your core courses. And by the end of graduation, you will have 16. Here at La Quinta, many of our students meet these requirements, if not exceed it. But again, this is a conversation that your student wants to make sure that we're aware of. In regards to the application, we would want to make sure that we're paying that one-time fee, about roughly $80, to give that green light to our recruiters to check us out. And if they have any questions, your students, feel free to come to the counseling department and we'll help them through that application process. Our recommendation is making sure that the application is done prior to the end of their senior year. And the next one, we're going to talk about academic support.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Alfonso Olachea. I will be covering some of the academic support that we have available here for students. So first and foremost, we want to just review the grading periods just so everyone's aware of, when these grading marks do come out. I know sometimes we ask students, they're not aware of what grades go on their transcripts, and that's what we want to make sure everyone is clearly aware of. So obviously we have 2 semesters here throughout the school year. Each one is broken up into 4 just parts. We start off with the first month being progress report 1. This is where students kind of figure out, hey, you got the syllabus in, you know what to expect, classroom expectations, just the standard of the class itself. October will be quarter 1. At this point, students, are well into content, diving into deeper subjects in each class, and already should be knowing what to do and what to expect in the class. November is progress report 2, and this is where we encourage students to make that final push because they only have a month left, and part of that is finals week. So we encourage students to check in with teachers, ensure everything's up to date in the grading book, utilizing any additional support available at the time so that they can raise their grades or maintain their grades to ensure they're passing and successfully just attending class. And obviously December, the final grading mark will be the semester report. This is the grade that does appear on the transcript. And when we go over to second semester, it's fairly similar, where February is the progress report. Then we have March as quarter, April is at progress 2 again. And again, this is where we encourage students, especially our seniors. Right now I know it's juniors and sophomores, but when I think about seniors, definitely, making sure everyone has that final push where, hey, we're passing those grades, because this could determine summer school for a lot of students. And part of that support that we have implemented last year includes Black Hawk Hour. So if you're not familiar with it, we have a a little visual for you here where every Wednesday and Thursday there's 40 minutes set aside for students to meet with teachers, counselors, any administrators that have a session, and other resources we have available. So we encourage students to take this time, to really meet with whatever class or subject they're struggling in, or just want that additional support, want to maintain that grade that they have in that class. A lot of teachers will offer either a study hall, additional support. Some even offer students to retake a test or make up a test. So if a student was absent for a day, it's good that they connect with their teacher to figure out when is a good time to retake those exams or anything needed. We as a counseling department have all kinds of support available. Currently, we are pushing out or holding a lot of application support for our seniors, but Ms. Diana Cruz is doing an amazing job of getting different universities, colleges here. That way students are aware of the admission requirements, what to expect from the school, what programs they have available, campus life, all that good stuff. So really encourage students to use this time to get that extra help, or even just start exploring careers or colleges that they may be interested when they apply as seniors. And then credit recovery. So we have a few credit recovery options. Summer school, for the most part, that is counselor recommendation when we review our student transcripts with our students in the spring. That is typically when we will recommend students for summer school. Space is limited, so typically it does fill out seniors priority, 11th graders, 10th graders, then 9th graders. Not all courses are available, so honors courses are not available in summer. And I know that each session or semester, it will respectively be offered during that session in summer school. So first semester courses available first session, second semester courses second session. We do have Apex, which is only available to 11th and 12th grade students. We do have this option during the summer, but again, space is limited and it's on a priority, seniors 11th and 10th, or sorry, no 10th. So yes, and this class is not guaranteed, but we do our best to ensure every student has the opportunity they need to recover any credits they may have missed. And I know outside of that, this is where we may, for credit deficient students, we may have conversations about Summit or other opportunities. And for upcoming events, I will pass this over to Ms. Diana Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Olachea, and thank you, counselors, for your kind words. I'm Ms. Cruz, and I'm the career guidance specialist here at La Quinta High School, and I'm located in the counseling office. So upcoming events for this month of October are this Wednesday, October 4th, we're having our military showcase, and that's at lunchtime, and that'll be in the quad. We're going to have 4 of our branches, the Marines, the Navy, the Army, and the Air Force, and they'll be there. They'll have tables set up at lunch with recruiters for any students who are interested in talking to them about careers in the military, benefits, how they can get scholarships, or taking the ASVAB, which we will have the ASVAB test here. And the ASVAB is a career exploration test. I highly encourage our students to take that because it really helps them show where their strengths are and where kind of opens up more opportunities for what they want to do when they start looking at places that they might want to apply for once they start hitting their senior year. Wednesday, October 11th is our College and Career Fair at the Agua Caliente Resort in Rancho Mirage. That's 4 to 7. We are taking a bus with about 50 students, but it is open to the public for everybody else. So students can go with their parents or a friend on their own. We highly encourage the kids to come because every year they have many different reps from UCs, CSUs, Voc Techs, careers if they want to apply at the Sheriff's Department, the Police Department, the Fire Department. They're all going to be there. They're all going to have tables, and they're all going to talk to the students about what they need to do to get hired, get jobs if they want to get a job right after school, or if they want to go into a Voc Tech school. They're going to have welding, HVAC, culinary. So they're going to have many different opportunities to talk to representatives about what the steps are next after they graduate. So I highly encourage you to take your students and encourage them to talk to different reps about what they want to do with their post-secondary education. Wednesday, October 25th, here at La Quinta High School, we're going to have our own college and career fair in the quad. So we're going to have about 20 different tables set up with, again, more colleges, more universities, different local colleges that we have in the area will be out here. And of course, the military will be here too to talk to students if anybody is interested. And that's open to 9th through 12th grades at lunchtime in the quad. Blackhawk Hour, check for upcoming college presentations. So here in the counseling office twice a week, I hold presentations. This week we're having UCSD Wednesday, and Thursday is La Sierra Criminal Justice Program. Next month I have a whole lineup. I send the kids their flyers every month to see what's on our agenda, what we're having here. We also hold a lot of other presentations like UC applications, scholarship help. So there's a lot of different opportunities the kids that they can check and see what they have available to help them out with their senior year. December 5th, we're going to have the ASVAB here on Tuesday. So that's available for the students to sign up. Again, we encourage the students to sign up for that because that is career exploration and that can really help them see what opportunities are available. I would encourage you to ask your students to please check their email every day because every day I'm sending them emails about scholarships that are coming up, deadlines, college and career presentations here in our office and things that are going on campus. A lot of times the kids miss the deadline. We had a bus open for college and career, and then once it was closed and we met our max of students, the kids are now on a waiting list. So really, please encourage your students to check their email and see what's coming up. That way they don't miss the deadlines. So if you have any questions for me, you can call me in the counseling office or you can email me at diana.cruz@desertsands.us. Thank you.
Thanks, Diana. So families, we know that there's nothing like in-person dialogue. So we wanted to present this video to you recorded. That way, you know, you can go forward, backwards, rewatch parts, get all of the information at a time that's convenient for you. But we also want to be available to you to answer questions, provide any clarification. So we are having an event. We're calling it Coffee with the Counselors. You're welcome to come join us on Tuesday, October 10th. That is our late start day on campus. So we're inviting you anytime between 8:15 and 9:15. We'll go over some frequently asked questions and then just open it up to you. What do you need to know more about? What do you want to talk about? All of us will be there so you can talk with your student's individual counselor as well. There'll be some coffee, light refreshments. We will email out an RSVP if you can fill that out, just so we have an idea of how many families are coming. And if you want to submit any questions in advance, you can do so as well. But we just really want to partner with you. So come. It's a lot of information and we want to provide some clarification. And we hope you'll join us there. Before we sign off and say goodnight, I do want to talk about one thing for junior parents. If your student is interested in applying to the UCs, if they're in the top 9% of their graduating class, they are part of something called, they'll be offered an opportunity to be part of the ELC, which is eligibility in the local context. So the UCs will guarantee an admissions to a UC campus if a student's in the top 9%, continues to be in the top 9%, and applies to a UC campus. So that means if your student's in top 9%, we'll send a letter home. We'll let them know towards the end of this year. We'll ask for your signature to be able to enroll them in that program. So if I'm in the top 9% and I apply to UCLA, UC San Diego, UC Berkeley, but I'm not admitted, the ELC program will guarantee that a UC campus that does have room will offer me admission. So it's a great opportunity to guarantee admission in the UC campuses. And it was just something we forgot to mention earlier in the presentation. So great information like that, more at the Coffee with the Counselors. But thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you there.